Few names resonate through history with the same power as Alexander the Great. He is the embodiment of ambition, a figure draped in myth and legend. Was he truly a military genius, a tactical prodigy who carved his empire with unmatched skill? Or is his story a tapestry woven with threads of exaggeration, a narrative embellished by time and the agendas of those who sought to immortalize him? From the sun-drenched plains of Greece to the exotic borders of India, Alexander's conquests remain a source of fascination and debate. His name evokes images of thundering cavalry charges, audacious battle plans, and the unwavering loyalty he inspired in his men. But how much of this is rooted in historical accuracy? And how much is the product of myth-making? This essay delves into the heart of Alexander's legend, dissecting his military achievements, analyzing the sources that shaped his image, and ultimately seeking to separate the man from the myth. By examining the historical context, the whispers of propaganda, and the arguments of both his admirers and skeptics, we can begin to unravel the enigma of Alexander the Great. Was he a divinely favored conqueror, a master strategist touched by destiny? Or was he a product of his time, a ruthless leader whose victories were as much a product of circumstance as they were of genius? To understand Alexander, we must first journey to Pella, the capital of Macedon, in the year 356 BC. Born into a world on the brink of change, Alexander was the son of King Philip II, a shrewd and ambitious ruler who dreamed of uniting the Greek city-states under Macedonian rule. From a young age, Alexander displayed a thirst for knowledge and a natural affinity for leadership. Tutored by the renowned philosopher Aristotle, his mind was honed on the works of Homer, the principles of philosophy, and the art of war. He learned to ride, fight, and command with an intensity that impressed even seasoned veterans. At the age of 16, Alexander received his first taste of command, leading a cavalry charge that helped secure a crucial Macedonian victory. His courage and tactical acumen were already evident. When Philip was assassinated in 336 BC, the mantle of kingship fell upon Alexander's shoulders. He was just 20 years old. Alexander wasted no time in consolidating his power and setting his sights on the Persian Empire, a vast and wealthy realm ruled by Darius III. His campaigns, spanning over a decade, would become the stuff of legend. At the Granicus River in 334 BC, Alexander faced the Persian army for the first time. With a combination of audacious tactics and raw courage, he led his Macedonian troops to a resounding victory, shattering the myth of Persian invincibility. The Battle of Issus in 333 BC further cemented Alexander's reputation as a military mastermind. Facing a numerically superior Persian force led by Darius himself, Alexander outmaneuvered his opponent, exploiting the terrain and unleashing a devastating attack that routed the Persian army. His greatest triumph, however, awaited him at Gaugamela in 331 BC. Here, on a dusty plain in Mesopotamia, Alexander faced Darius in a battle that would decide the fate of the Persian Empire. With characteristic daring, Alexander led a cavalry charge directly at the heart of the Persian lines, creating a gap that allowed his companion cavalry to smash through and scatter the enemy. The Persian army disintegrated, and Darius, for the second time, fled the field. These victories, along with his conquests in Egypt and his campaigns into India, showcased Alexander's military brilliance. But were these triumphs solely the result of his strategic genius? It's crucial to acknowledge the role of propaganda and historical embellishment in shaping Alexander's legend. As his fame grew, so too did the tales of his exploits. Historians and chroniclers, often writing decades or even centuries after the events, were prone to exaggeration and myth-making. Alexander himself understood the power of image and carefully cultivated his public persona. He surrounded himself with historians and poets who documented his every move, ensuring that his victories were celebrated and his legend propagated throughout the known world. He consciously modeled himself after Achilles, the hero of Homer's Iliad, embracing the image of a godlike warrior destined for greatness. His lineage was even traced back to Heracles, the mythical son of Zeus. The line between fact and fiction often blurred. Stories of his superhuman strength, his ability to tame wild beasts, and his divine parentage were widely circulated, adding to the aura of invincibility that surrounded him. While his military achievements were undeniable, it's important to recognize that the Alexander of history is inevitably intertwined with the Alexander of legend. While Alexander's admirers hail him as a military genius without equal, skeptics argue that his victories were as much a product of circumstance as they were of strategic brilliance. They point to the internal weaknesses of the Persian Empire, plagued by internal strife and a cumbersome military structure. Darius III, while a capable ruler, was no match for Alexander's tactical brilliance and ruthless ambition. Furthermore, Alexander benefited from a highly disciplined and well-equipped army, the legacy of his father's military reforms. The Macedonian phalanx, a formidable formation of heavily armed infantry, proved nearly unstoppable on the battlefield. His victories were also aided by his skillful use of logistics, his ability to motivate his troops, and his willingness to embrace new tactics and technologies. He understood the importance of adapting to different enemies and terrains, a quality that served him well in his campaigns across vast and varied landscapes. So, was Alexander a military genius, or was he simply fortunate to be in the right place at the right time? The answer, like most historical debates, is likely a nuanced combination of both. Beyond the battlefield, Alexander's legacy stretches far and wide. His conquests brought about the Hellenistic Age, a time of remarkable cultural exchange and intellectual growth. It was during this period that the Greek language, art and philosophy spread across the ancient world, leaving an enduring imprint. He founded countless cities, many bearing his own name, which became thriving centers of learning and commerce. Among them, Alexandria in Egypt stands out as a shining example. It became a beacon of knowledge and a lasting symbol of his influence. Yet his empire was not to last. After his untimely death in Babylon in 323 BCE at just 32 years old, his generals turned against each other, fragmenting his vast domain into competing kingdoms. Even so, Alexander's impact on history remains profound. His legacy shaped the political, cultural, and military landscapes of the ancient world. His legend continues to inspire awe, influencing rulers and leaders for generations. What is it about Alexander the Great that continues to hold such a powerful grip on our imaginations? Why does his story, spanning thousands of years, resonate so deeply? Perhaps it's his boundless ambition, his relentless pursuit of conquest and glory, or maybe it's his youthful charisma, his ability to inspire and lead his men to the very edges of the known world. His tale is a rich tapestry woven with adventure, romance, and tragedy. He was a man of contrasts, a brilliant strategist and a ruthless conqueror, a visionary leader and a deeply flawed individual. Alexander's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of myth and the human fascination with greatness, even when it is entwined with ambition and bloodshed. Alexander's life offers lessons that resonate far beyond his time. It serves as a reminder that even the most brilliant and ambitious among us are not invincible. His death, at the young age of 32, is a poignant example of life's fragility and the fleeting nature of power. It also underscores the dangers of unchecked ambition and the importance of balancing conquest with compassion. Alexander's legacy is undeniably complex, woven with threads of both greatness and tragedy. He was a man of his era, driven by an insatiable thirst for glory. Yet he was also a visionary leader whose influence shaped the world in profound ways. The debate surrounding Alexander the Great, whether he was a military genius or simply a product of circumstance, may never be fully resolved. The accounts of his life blend fact, legend, and deliberate myth-making, making it nearly impossible to separate the man from the myth. What cannot be denied, though, is the immense impact he had on history. His conquests redrew the ancient world's map, spreading Greek culture and shaping the trajectory of Western civilization. Alexander remains a figure of endless fascination, a symbol of ambition, leadership, and the enduring allure of the past. As we continue to reflect on his legacy, we're reminded that history is not fixed, but a living narrative shaped by interpretation, perspective, and the passage of time.